I know there's been a lot of discourse on the internet about Drake sitting down with a young lady, a TikToker. Her name is Bobby. I don't know her last name. I'm sorry. I know there's been a lot of discourse around that. Like,
is she above age?
She's got to be above age.
Oh yeah, it wasn't no
She
weird.
looks like a little kid.
No, it wasn't no weird shit like that.
No weird shit.
It was not weird. No, she's like a grown lady.
She is.
Yeah,
she's just short.
She's like she got the Andy Milonakis shit going on.
Yeah, she aging.
Like what that motherfucker looks like. She's aging backwards because she looks mad fucking young. But continue.
Yeah. A lot of the discourse this week around that was people were surprised at the fact that Drake did another interview with her, and for lack of a better word, people just felt like it wasn't a serious interview.
Who was like, did you say like it got backlash or what did you say?
That was a discourse.
Like who was a discourse from though? Like did anybody have a problem with it?
Old media.
That's what I'm saying.
These old niggas.
People picked it up. Ebro picked it up.
Oh, was it a bunch of people that said
Breakfast
that?
Club
Okay, I
spoke
was like,
about
oh, who didn't like it?
Breakfast Club spoke about it on.
Oh, they
when
were like,
aired.
oh, what is this?
High 97 spoke about it. Ebro in the morning. Yeah, they spoke about it already.
But why would they like it?
Because it's just silly. Who cares?
But that is what
I don't get why they are hating on it.
They wake up every morning, and let me not say that hoping for these opportunities.
Yeah.
But like
they want to Drake
their
interview.
whole infrastructure is built on interviewing these artists.
Okay.
And if you could never get the biggest artist in the world, and he's going on these fucking cupcake interviews, fuck you too. Like, of course.
No,
I don't think it's cupcake.
I see clearly that Drake is doing, he did an interview with like Lil Yachty, he doing with his son Adonis with like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like some personality, and this Bobby girl in bed. Like it was like, I clearly see he's just doing a little jokey joke. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna be salty. Like
I think we learn more from Drake when he does these types of interviews.
Yeah, because he just be talking like, he just be saying random stuff.
We get to see his guard, we get to see his guard down. We get to see like
we see he's a performer. He's performative.
You don't think he performed when he sat down with Elliot and B-Dot?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
But I think Elliot and B-Dot can ask the questions that even if he is performing, we're gonna get something of substance in hip hop and the culture from it.
Oh yeah, we did learn a lot from their rap.
But we don't get shit when he does these fucking lollipop interviews.
What do people?
Did you watch them though? Sometimes he be talking about his life.
But what do people want? People need to understand. This is just what happens. I don't see. Hold on. I don't see them getting tight with Beyonce and the rest of them that don't do interviews with people.
Because she doesn't do it at all. So it's like if you're not going to do it either. If you're not going to do it at all, then keep that same energy. I always go back to saying keep that same energy. Yeah. Don't go sit down with fucking Millie Bobby Jones and then come over here and say, oh, I don't fuck with anybody in the culture. Because even if it's not with a rap radar, again, we hold them to the highest of standards when it comes to quality interviews, right? Like, and I think that's their lane, and that's why I think they've been struggling with the personalities, because we've seen Rap Radar be the GOAT. Bro, they interviewed Jay-Z, Will Smith, and Drake within like a year span.
Yep.
That is a legendary run. And everybody in between. They got one of the best
everybody.
Nipsey interviews. Like, they had an amazing run. So that's what we look at Elliot for, right? With Drake, he doesn't give us anything.
I think that's on purpose. If you
I'm
listen,
not mad at it.
If you listen to the Yachty interview,
I'm mad at that.
If you listen to the Yachty interview, we learned a lot.
Bro, he said he walked in a room and felt like a woman with big breasts.
Yeah,
that was like 5 seconds.
But you're being surface though.
Because talking about he looks like a titty.
But you're being
a biracial titty.
But you're being surface level with that, right? Because another fan would take that and go, "Oh wow, like my favorite rapper doesn't feel like he's the man all the time. He just like me." Like
he doesn't feel seen.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't think Drake feels like the man all the time.
I don't know what he feels. Just like how you was talking about Elliot, we don't know. I don't know what that nigga feels.
I don't think that anytime Drake does an interview, I don't think he has to do it with like a professional journalist. I just don't think. I don't care. Like, just do whatever you want. Like, if he wants to make content, if he wants to sit down with a random YouTuber, I think that's fine.
Some of that shit is too serious.
I'm not mad, but like, just balance. You gotta be balanced.
Like, sometimes you want to say
everything in the world, I think, requires balance.
But
and if you're a rapper, and a lot of people, I know the old heads, they hate this. He's a top 5 rapper of all time. Whatever you want to put it.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you want to say artist, anything.
I'm sorry.
Like, he's top 5.
Yeah,
some people have him top 1, top fine. 2, top 3. Like, however you want to slice it. He is a staple in fucking hip hop and
especially
rap.
As an artist. Absolutely.
And so if you're going to give yourself to the media, why not give it to the culture and the people that
Little Yachty's a part of the culture. Little Yachty's a part of the culture.
He didn't give him a fucking interview.
Yeah, he did. Yo, I think we need to, bro. He spoke about potentially retiring in that interview. He spoke about being a father in that interview. He spoke about feeling like the big ass titty in that interview, which was insecurity.
The Lil Yachty challenged him on anything.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, sort of he did, though. I don't remember it. I would have to rewatch it. But yes, you're right. Him and Lil Yachty are close.
They're friends.
Yeah, I know.
That's like,
but we still learn something, bro.
Also,
but we still learn something.
Do you always have to be challenged? Or they were just talking about life.
Yeah, bro.
Don't say they
How you about
always
to challenge,
have to be challenged.
Y'all want to challenge this nigga's life. Like, what the fuck?
They were just talking about life. And that's nice, too. Like, as a Drake fan, people want to see that, too. Like, him just talking.
I think he's just at a point where... And he like his brand is being vulnerable.
Let me give you another perspective when you finish.
His brand is that. And it's like, okay, let's put you in a position where, like, I would love, and this could be my bias, but just knowing how much of a fan he is of Drake, knowing the history that he has with Drake, knowing that they even had a back and forth, having women in common, they just, the careers kind of intersected at some point. They intertwined at some point. Joe and Drake. Oh. Right? I would love to see a Joe and Drake interview. And again, I said bias. Fuck that. Go sit down with Rory and Mal. Mal has a relationship with Drake. Rory, he grew up. I'm pretty sure Drake is the soundtrack to Rory's life because Rory and I aren't too far from the same age. So I know what Drake did for me growing up, being in college, being in high school. I could imagine some of the questions that Rory may have for Drake, Mal may have for Drake. Like, even if you don't want to go to the combative personalities like a Charlemagne, like a Joe, like a Gillian Wallow. And even I think he would do an amazing interview with Gillian Wallow. I'm just like somebody of the culture who's in rap, who could talk to certain nuances that fucking Billie Eilish can't.
I think did you watch the new interview? Or are you just like judging?
I don't know if it's out. I only saw snippets. I saw clips.
Why would Rory and Mal's interview or... I do agree the Joe interview would be fine. Why would these people be better? Actually, never mind. I just answered my own question. I agree with you.
What was your answer?
Like, I was asking, like, wait, why do you want to see like a Rory interview versus like anybody else? Like, he's just kind of, let's call him internet personalities. He's basically doing interviews with internet personalities. So I'm like, why is this different? But then I thought about that would be better.
I think he would give all of them a fake interview. We've seen Drake publicly troll Joe, whether it be a pool party or anything like that. We've seen how Drake is 36 years old.
And he be so unserious with like media and stuff.
Drake is 36 years old. I feel like I'm getting older. He got about 10 years on me. Do y'all think that Drake doesn't realize that he's getting older? So if I'm Drake and I know that I'm getting older, why would I keep going back to old niggas? Respectfully. I'm getting old.
Rory and Mal are not old niggas.
I mean, bro, respectfully.
Gillian Wallow, you look from a media standpoint, are not old niggas.
You're doing SaVon brand. I'm going, look, he sat with Lil Yachty, he's about 25, and he sat with this Bobby girl that you didn't even think was of age. See where I'm getting at? I think he's trying to get the newer kids that know him already or who are not as familiar, bro. Like, he done already gave Elliot Wilson them the interviews. He done already spoke to everybody else, bro.
I think he's just having fun.
Yeah, and who do you have fun with? Like, a lot of the older shit, respectfully, like, that shit is not fun to him.
Who else has Lil Yachty interviewed?
But they're friends. I don't know.
I just actually...
Kai Cenat.
He interviewed Kai Cenat?
He did. And it has almost 1 million views.
Because of who? Yachty or Kai Cenat?
Both. What do you want me to? I don't know. I want you to address.
What do you mean?
I want you to address the age point I'm trying to make. I think Drake realizes that he is 36 years old.
Okay,
and that's
not old.
But bro, in music it is, bro. You know I don't think that's old. Come on, walk with me, bro. You know I don't think 36 is old. I'm talking about being a prominent rapper in this space.
Yes.
You feel me? Like being a prominent rapper in this space, bro. Why would I want to keep going back to the older people respectfully? All of them are talented. This doesn't take from what they do, what they bring to the table. I'm saying if I'm Drake, I heard a song on his last album with 21 Savage. Jumbo shit popping. Some shit like that.
Jumbotron
shit popping, right? That shit sounds like all of that new shit right now, that new rap. In my brain, I go, okay, Drake is trying to keep up. He's hanging with Yachty. He's painting his nails. Like, he's keeping up with the young shit. Like, I don't think Drake's mind is in what is the rest of the older media doing today. He don't want to go chat with them.
I think...
You feel me?
When you get to a certain level, and you had brought up Beyonce a little bit earlier, I think people of that magnitude don't want to put themselves in danger. And... when you go to a platform, essentially you give them the rights to use that interview however they want. Like the Rap Radar interview, it got teased. I don't know if y'all remember, but they recorded it and then they teased it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks before they actually dropped it. And a lot of people that I know who work in the space was saying because it was so many things that his team wanted edited out. Now, Elliot and B-Dot is going to behoove them to listen to whatever Drake's team says, hey, pull this, pull that, because they want to remain, keep that relationship.
So what's the point of going?
Right? But if you go on a radio station, you don't have that authority or that power or control to dictate, yo, Ebro, pull this out of my interview. Yo, Charlamagne, pull this out of my interview. You're going to get what you're going to get. Sway, it's cut. That's just what it is.
It's to an extent.
No, that's what it is. You think Birdman wanted put respect on my name to be out there into the world?
I work in radio. A lot of that stuff you see is pre-recorded.
Of course.
But then you can edit it.
But what I'm saying is, yes, but it's up to the radio station's discretion to edit it.
Absolutely.
Whereas if Drake went on a platform like that where he doesn't have the final say or the control, then he doesn't put himself in positions to go on those platforms. Yes, it can be edited.
Thank you.
But it's at the discretion of the platform.
And I think any platform that knows Drake is walking into the building, they're going to adhere to whatever he wants to do.
Not a Charlamagne.
I think it's Charlamagne.
Not a Ebro.
I think of Ebro.
Absolutely not.
Huh?
If
it's pre-recorded?
Absolutely not.
If it's pre-recorded, I think so.
Absolutely not.
Then that's why he don't go talk to them.
Exactly.
So now
Yeah. And now we landed exactly like.
So
that's why he doesn't talk to him.
So who needs to change though? Is it media or is it Drake?
Drake.
I don't think so.
It's a lot of these artists who don't want to be challenged, who don't want to be exposed, who don't want to be seen in a certain light. Look at Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Look at Party Next Door. Look at The Weeknd. Look at Beyonce. Look at all these megastars who don't put themselves in a position of danger, because if you come down here to the normal people, right, I'm going to talk to you like a normal person. I'm going to ask you everything that the common folks may want to know, and now I'm going to put you in a line of fire that you may not be ready to be seen in.
I think they talk to him like a tiger at the zoo, actually. I think it's the complete opposite. I don't think that they talk to him. The older media look at him as a spectacle. Do you see how cool, calm, and collected Miss Bobby was? Did you see how unfazed Yachty was? Because they have bro.
We've never seen it, so we don't know.
But because I saw it, I could tell you. I saw that, bro. And what I saw was, yo, they're not as pressed as a lot of that should be, bro. They're not. It's calm.